Ken from Denim here. And there's one thing I love, it's Levi's jeans. Mostly I cover Levi's vintage clothing on this channel. Let's switch the setting and talk about Levi's premium. Welcome to Denim Regular Denim. So the Levi's premium line was started in 2018. They started to phase out all of the regular and have the regular items replaced with the premium label. So we can use the word premium as an adjective for like very good if we're comparing it to their budget lines, which are Signature, Levi Strauss Signature line, Denim. These are the go-bots of Levi's. But they're still brand names. They're still the Levi's name, sort of. They're all connected in there. Premium quality tag. That's how you know you're dealing with premium. As far as the basic differences between the two, we changed the leather patches. We go from a small E back to the big E's. And they're adding a little more stretchy denim into the premium versus the regular pre-2018. They were starting to add stretchy in there. They're gonna get a lot more stretchy, and it feels like it's stretchy. There is this newer feel that is nothing like what I wore wearing them in the 80s, 90s. Regular Levi's, they were just ripping so much. I mean, for 15 years they were just getting really gnarly rips, and this was only after a couple of years use. A lot of crotch rips that I had to fix up. A lot of these extra pocket rips, and when it rips in the side and then goes down, you're screwed. If it crosses the seam line, it's really hard to get sewn back together after that. I've had these premiums for about the last 2.5 years, 3 years now, and not one rip in any of them. There's a few that were purchase ripped, and you can still shred that worse by just putting them on carefully. You're fine. They make several distressed versions. You know, I'm wearing a pair of premiums right now, and I gotta say, at home, they're just great. It's just great to have this extra pair. Throw them on, they fit. I bake in them a lot. If I have to paint, do some cleaning, I don't worry about them getting dirty. It's just good to have that extra pair. You're not ruining a vintage pair that might be someone's dream to have or that has some value. It's just wearing jeans every day. I even wore a pair of premium to my wedding. This white pair, or eggshell over here. I always dreamed about being married and buried in a pair of 501s. How do premiums stand up to the made and crafted line? Oh, well, you're not gonna find selvedge on the premium line. Only made and crafted and the vintage. I like to view the made and crafted line as more the sister line to the vintage. Vintage used to make more, but they make a lot fewer pairs of jeans for women. Made and crafted has a lot of great jeans for women. They want to wear stylish stuff now. Both lines, premium and made and crafted, have some really cool, unique items. But if there's that one item in each one you want, then go for it where they sell it. As a comparison, you're just going to buy a pair of 501s premium, pair of 501s made and crafted. I mean, you get to have the nice selvedge denim with the made and crafted. You get a jean that's going to stand up a lot longer and is pretty close to the best quality that the vintage would have. but it's still not that older 12-ounce XX denim. I have to say, like, for the price, Made and Crafted can be pretty expensive. Maybe you can find some things on sale, but for that price jump from premium to Made and Crafted, if you're going through jeans, if you're still growing, if you're not wearing them that much, I would say just go for the premium. They should last you through the decade. But Made and Crafted should last you 3-4 times as long as the premiums will. Now, regards to premium versus vintage, man, this is two whole other worlds. I mean, LVC takes up a lot of my mental energy, but I'm still wearing premiums. I keep up with all of the news and items, past catalogs related to LVC, but not so much with premium or mostly the regular. It's just too big of a world. There's too much going on out there. They have corporate crossovers and changes every few months. There's collaborations that happen a lot. As far as the quality, you know, I have to say that, like, the technology has caught up, and you can have this pair of jeans that looks like something older, feels like something more comfortable and modern right off the rack, and it's not falling apart as quickly as the past regular ones. As far as that historical craftsmanship, no, there's nothing like it. There's just absolutely nothing like it. LVC sells a story, but premium sells the name. LVC items have a lot of resale value, and there's just no comparison to it. No other line, not even Made and Crafted kind of or Red, can compete with the demands that people have online for finding everything in the LVC catalog, the vintage catalog. But this is a video honoring premium and why we should support premium and be thankful for it. So I want to favor premium in this conversation. I like the inseam sizings. If you're oversized, it's going to be easier to find those items in premium than it will in Levi's vintage. Now for the pros and cons. Pros. I think premium makes great everyday items. I think it's better than their competitors like Lee or Wrangler. I think it's great they make this huge variety of items. The collaborations, the corporate crossovers, just making their own version of a Type 1 in it. All the different sizes of jeans, especially more for women, but just for guys too, and kids. This is all falls under the premium line. Variety of sizes, like I said, you can get shorter inseams, you can get wider waists. These combination of sizes, they just won't make with vintage. Comfortable. I really think they're just ready to wear. You throw on a pair of premium and you can feel it. It's just a good classic jean, but a little smoother, easier to take. Bottom line, they're still Levi's. There's still a pair of Levi's and making 501s. I think they still even make shrink to fit 501s for guys. Still get the thing close enough to what it was when we were growing up, putting on that first pair of 501s as a teenager, getting them in our 20s and having them wear out the way we want to. Now, talk about the downside, the cons of it. If you buy a pair of premium from the store, no sale, or even online, it might get a little pricey, more than you would think, and I would be a little shocked. But if you wait for sales, if you get the items that you really want, then it goes down a lot, and you can make it a budget rate for them. However, they don't really hold much value unless it's something like a corporate crossover that someone really wants. Then you are not getting much of a resale value. The items are inconsistent, which is a good thing that they have rotating items like, oh, there's something new that I want, keep checking. They might come back, you never know. You just gotta, if there's something you want with Levi's, get it, because it might never be there again. Or it might in a few years, you never know. Quality is decent. It's not spectacular. It's not this artisanal jeans. You can't compare the premium line to some independent Japanese denim or independent New York, Austin, LA. These are mass manufactured jeans. It won't last you for life, but if you take care of them, they should get you through the decade at least. And I'm talking about like wearing at least a couple times a week. You should be able to get plenty of years out of them. And even if you wash, they seem to hold up better in the wash than the regular. But we're still talking about cons here, and that leaves probably the biggest one that this channel would be concerned about, and that's their factory locations. Now, this is going to be international, very widespread here. If there's a country that you're from or love the culture or something and they particularly make that, then by all means, be proud to have it in there. This shirt says made in Sri Lanka. I think some of these jeans you'll get from like all over the world. It might be in location to where your trading partner is, but it could just be something tossed all around the world. You know, Levi's has promised a couple times that they won't have sweatshops. But in a transparency review, they haven't gotten the most favorable reviews. I mean, even Wrangler beats them out as far as jeans, as far as how they treat their labor. Do they make a living wage? Do they have safe conditions in their factories? We know that Levi's could do better, and we've talked about that a couple times on this channel. Especially when it comes to their made and crafted and their vintage lines that you're paying a lot more money for. You're hoping that some of that cash goes into protecting and feeding the laborer who puts them together. Now, my final thoughts about the premium line and why I'm thankful. Well, it's really because this is a big money maker. The premium line is what makes the cash worldwide from Levi's. They throw a large net, they get a lot of sales going, and some of them might be overpriced, some of it a lot no, but they're getting people to wear Levi's logos all around. And that's kind of a form of advertising. That's a form of keeping it hip and cool, relevant of wearing Levi's. But it also brings that cash flow in, just like the big studios do that make movies. You make a big blockbuster, you bring in the money, then you can start to allocate some of that budget for the artistic movies. And that's how they're able to experiment with things like the red line or the vintage, which on its own might not be paying for stuff, but at least it has that income from the premium, and they're able to do these cool things that we really love. I'm Den. Thanks for watching Den and Denim. Have a great day. See you in the next video.